Hello guys, welcome to Meanwhile on the stage. My name is Alina and today we are going through the results of the year. Best albums and EPs of this year, 2020. I'm going to talk about EPs separately at the end of this video. So if you're interested in that, then watch until the end. I do have a list of 10 albums that I liked this year. Of course, there are many more, but I don't want to make this video too long because this is almost the end of the year and we all want for it to end for good. How I've created this list, mixture of factors, how much I've listened to it, how many songs I actually like from the album in comparison to how many songs are there in the album, and of course my personal feeling. When we talk about best albums, for me the flow is very important, the consistency of the album is very important, how much I've liked the listening experience from start to finish. I've done this list pretty quickly, so it might have been not 100% true, but that's how I feel at the moment. I'm gonna start with place number 10. That is Jessie, Ware with What's Your Pleasure. This is probably the best dance album of 2020 for me. It has so many incredible dance hits and it's very versatile. It has many different sides. There were so many incredible videos from this album. By the way, I will have the best music videos of 2020. That's not going to be the video, that's just going to be my separate written post. I think it's going to be in Russian, but you can still check it out and just see what kind of videos I've chosen. Jessie Ware is definitely going to be there because her visuals were incredible this year, just matching this album, this music so well. Yes, it sounds kind of old school in a way, a little bit of the 80s or the 90s, but she made it her very own, and yeah, it's just incredible. Jessie Ware is on the whole another level now. And if you haven't listened to this album for some reason, I do recommend you to listen to it, to put it on during some party, New Year's Eve party, and just let it all out. It's incredible. Next one, that is number 9. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, KG. Okay, look, King Gizzard literally had the best singles this year and they all sounded so different. King Gizzard have so many albums, but on this one in particular, there's like everything that I love about this band all put together. Their previous releases, which are also good, there are some moments that I like here, there are some moments that I like there, and in KG, all of them are brought together and I just enjoy it so much. There are some amazing dance moments, there's some like crazy guitar moments. It's so thrilling and you have to listen to this album from start to finish. You can, but it wouldn't be the same if you listen to like one single and that's it. Because the flow of this album is incredible. As always, King Gizzard never had a problem with that, but this album is just insane. And I really like it. Number 8, I was like, really? Do I want to put it there? But I do, because at the end of the day, I've listened to it quite a lot and it grew on me throughout the year. I've listened to it back when it came out. I thought it was okay. And then I was like, yeah, that was a cool song. That was also a pretty cool song. And that one, I like that one as well. And then in the end, I have all of those songs that I like from this album. And I'm like, I have to include it in this top list. That is Woman in Music Part 3 by Haim. I'm not even that much of a Haim fan. I'm really not, but like this album is really good. That's probably my favorite straight up pop album from this year. I mean, Haim aren't even that much of a like straight up pop band, but anyway, it's not the type of album that I would expect to have in my top list by the end of the year, but yet here we are. I like the sadder ones, I like the groovier ones. Haim are just perfect. The lyrics are so on point, amazing lyricism. Hell yeah, like this album is is great. I might become a Haim fan after this year just because I really enjoyed it and it really grew on me. Number 7 is my Russian Blood Earth Eater, Ear Theater, whatever you pronounce her stage name, but that is the album called Phoenix Flames Are Dew Upon My Skin. I still haven't learned that title, but oh my god. Have you listened to it? I feel like Earth Eater, Ear Theater, I prefer Earth Eater, so I'm gonna keep with Earth Eater. Feel like she is a type of artist and she has a type of voice and she prefers a type of instrumentation, production that hits all the right spots in my soul. I've already talked about this in my vinyl collection video, that I have this theory that people who have a Russian background, artists who have Russian background, they all kind of have the same atmosphere of darkness in what they do. A lot of them, many of them. Sweet darkness, tempting and home-like darkness. And I feel like, yeah, this album really has it. Not your usual release, I would say. I would call it an experimental album. I wouldn't expect so many people to like it. It's not very mainstream, but yeah, for me, it's probably one of the most emotional one in terms of it really, it knows me so well. It crawls under my skin and it has a really cozy, dark place somewhere there. Again, be prepared to be surprised. It has a lot of classic moments, but it's not really anything like that, anything that you expect it to be, because it's still a very experimental work. Also, I've already mentioned, but I'm gonna mention this again, probably one of the best covers of the year. Yeah, just incredible. Number 6 is Charlie XCX, How I'm Feeling Now. There are a lot of albums that were made during quarantine, during COVID, stay-at-home times. I still stay at home. I don't know about you guys, but in Germany we have a lockdown and we do stay at home pretty much consistently. And I do enjoy it. I don't mind it. I don't really have problems with it. But for me, I couldn't really relate to a lot of albums that were made in quarantine. But this one, Charlie is probably one of the most loved artists by me. And I could say that How I'm Feeling Now is probably the most vulnerable she's ever been in music. I love how stripped down a lot of those things are in terms of production and ideas, classic Charlie, but then it has just so much emotion, just so much love to her fans and to all the people who listen to her music, who enjoy her music. And it also has the best party songs like Anthems, which is one of my favorite songs this year. It has this incredible sad hits like Enemy. I love this song. It's the best quarantine album. Very special as well, considering that quarantine and COVID is not probably, hopefully not something that we would experience often. So that definitely feels very special. Next one is already number 5. Can you believe this? Oh my god, this is King Cruel. King Cruel and the album called Man Alive! Exclamation mark. Also already hinted that in one of my previous videos, Man Alive. It's kind of underappreciated. We've noticed that not a lot of media includes that in the list, and I don't really understand why, because I think that this album is very good. I'm not sure, but I think it's even better than The Ooze, which I also really like, but Man Alive is even more stunning. I think it has a level of nostalgia and melancholy and darkness that I do seek in art and in music. It's definitely like a late fall, winter album. It's very cold and very draining. But then listening in the summer, I didn't really have a problem with it because it still sounded perfect. And all I can remember listening to Man Alive by King Cruel back then when it came out, and now King Cruel is very similar to Earth Eater in a way for me. I can really relate to his music, to what he creates, not in terms of lyrics, or it's not like I'm comparing myself to him. It's just the feeling hits right into my heart. And if for some reason, if you've missed that album, if you haven't listened to it, I don't know why people kind of skipped on that, because it is an incredible piece of work from start to finish. There are so many beautiful tracks that are so experimental. There are a lot of strange structures and a lot of unexpected samples even, and things like that. If you haven't watched my Vine collection video, King Cruel was also the last concert that I visited, and I think it is also very special for me. Number 4 is Grimes, Miss Anthropocene. Look, I do like Grimes, I do appreciate her, but all of her albums, they sound really good, but I've never could like say, oh, I like this album a lot. Hey, 2020 Miss Anthropocene just came out and I was like, okay, cool. And then at the end of the year, I was like, wow, this is one of my favorite albums this year. It might have to do with the fact that we've just finished playing Cyberpunk 2077, and Grimes is part of the game, and Grimes songs from this album is featured in the game, and I often hear it and I'm like, wow, this production is incredible, her voice is incredible, there's so many cool ideas, she doesn't give a fuck about anything. The flow of the album might be a little bit off, for example, when Delete Forever suddenly comes out after Dark Side, but it still somehow works. There's those mixes in there, you know. I'm listening to different versions of this album, the deluxe one and the normal one, and I'm just like, dude, this is a really cool work. I really like it. Yeah, well done, Grimes. You really did great this year. Next one is the album that I've actually reviewed on the channel. Hooray! This is Kiss My Super Bowl Ring by The Garden. I don't really even know how to call it anymore. I guess the best punk album of the year, the best post-punk album of the year, the best crazy trash pop-punk album of the year. Yeah, you can watch my review. I stand by what I said in there. It's consistently great. The energy of this album, the humor of this album, the ideas behind those songs, it's a shocking piece of work, in the best sense of that word. Next one gonna be Arca, Kiki. I still don't know how to pronounce this album. Nobody told me the name. I would call this album a official rebirth of Arca. I think the previous album, the self-titled, yeah, that album was also incredible. I do have a review of that, and I do love this album a lot, but this one is probably the best I've heard from Arca. I think this is the truest form of what she wants to be as an artist. It's everything that I like. It has bops, it has very dark, almost creepy sad songs. It has Rosalia and Shy Girl and Bjork, all the gay legends. And Arca has been one of my favorite artists this year. I think all the photo shoots she had during this year, I've read a lot of interviews with Arca, and she lives in Barcelona now. I like Barcelona, so I'm just like, wow, I love her. So, and album number 1, I think I think people who know me and people who maybe follow me on Spotify or Last.fm, I do use Last.fm, they've noticed that this is my favorite album of this year. This is Eve Tumor, Heaven to a Tortured Mind. I do have a review on this album as well, so please check it out. I think this is the most emotional music from this year. Different emotions of complete despair and sadness and tortured mind and being at the rock bottom, and then it has the incredible euphoria like moments of ecstatic happiness and going insane a little bit. Also the sexiest, one of the sexiest albums. There were a lot of really amazing sexy songs this year that are going to be in my Spotify playlist of best songs from 2020. There are many other moments there that I'm just like, wow, this is how sex sounds like. Eves would be in the company of Earth Ear Theater, and King Cruel. Those people, those artists, they create the type of music that really resonates with me and has a very special place in my soul and in my life. Maybe I do have a tortured mind and it's 2020 and we're all went insane. Look, I don't know, but this is my favorite album of the year. Not gonna lie. So yeah, those were my favorite albums of 2020, and I'm also briefly gonna talk about the EPs. Some of the EPs that came out, they were amazing. I would definitely include them in the same list. So talking about EPs, definitely Shy Girl. Shy Girl released the best EP of the year, period. Incredible production. Sophie is part of that, and also a lot of amazing producers. Then I'm still not sure whether that's EP or not, or it's like a collection of singles, but Shame released something called Snow Day. I think it's a single, but fuck it, I'm still gonna include it in this list as in one of the best releases of this year. It's Snow Day by Shame. I do like Shame, but I think this is the best they have been. Snow Day and Water in the Well are incredible songs, and I'm so excited for their release now. Oh, obviously Christine and the Queens, another queen of dance songs this year. This is something that I've listened to quite a bit. Obviously her incredible music videos, everything about this really is incredible. Then I have KDA. Have you listened to it? I'm not interested in League of Legends whatsoever. KDA fucking killed it. And a lot of people include it in like K-pop releases, of course, obviously. I don't even see it that much as K-pop, because to me it's like international release of bops. Then of course I have James Blake. James released the covers. That is pretty cool, but the EP that he released was this really terrible cover. I hate the cover for this EP, but the EP itself is very good. It's like he released the covers for all the piano James Blake lovers, and he released this EP for all the electronic experimental James Blake lovers, which is me. I'm part of that team, and I do like this EP. And the last one is by Q. That's an artist. His stage name is just Q. He has an EP called The Shave Experiment. It really reminds me of Steve Lacy, and I haven't done the results of 2019, but Steve Lacy is actually my favorite album of 2019, I think. Steve Lacy also released an album this year. Was it a mixtape? Which were a bunch of demos that were pretty good. It's not like it's the same as Steve Lacy, no, but it's consistently good. It's a very good EP, and now I'm excited to listen to his future releases, maybe an album next year. And for now, this is enough. All the other music that I liked is going to be in my best songs of 2020 playlist on Spotify. It's going to be available today when this video is released. I still need to do it and still need to edit this one, but it's going to be available very, very soon. Now I just want to wish you guys a very amazing New Year's Eve if you're celebrating. Happy New Year, happy 2021, happy 2020's end. A lot of people say that it was a very difficult year. I agree, it was. It was difficult and strange and kind of crazy. For me personally, it wasn't really bad. There were some downs, but I think there were more ups. For 2021, I wish you guys to, first of all, to watch my videos, to watch Meanwhile on the Other Stage. And I do want to wish myself to be consistent with it, to make more videos, to find the time to do this, because I like to do this and I like to communicate with you guys. Meanwhile on the Other Stage Army Rise for 2021. I wish all of us to have amazing albums next year, and hopefully to have music concerts and music festivals back in a safe environment where we could enjoy them safely. Online concerts are okay, but obviously not the same. Stay healthy, stay happy, try to stay positive, keep the negative in 2020, open a new page, and enjoy life. Now I'm gonna go watch some film, edit this, and prepare for a 2021 celebration. See you next year. Bye bye.